Relations Officer, Sierra Leone Police. As usual, on my immediate left, I have the Superintendent, Mila Bangua. He is the Supervisor for Economic Crime at the Criminal Investigations Department, CID. On my far left, we have the Superintendent, Almami Kooma, representing the Director of Traffic Management. And of course, on my immediate right, we have the Director of Human Resource, AIG Patrick Johnson, and our usual chairperson, AIG Amadumana, the Director of Operations. Thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you. And on the other side, for today, we have a special guest in the person of Mr. Johnson, SOJ for short, being the Director of Human Resources. We have our recruitment examinations on the coming Saturday. That's 2 days from now. Is it correct?
Yes.
Yes, at all centers across the country. So you are going to hear from him. Our regional commanders are on the way. I have just spoken to them. But because of time, Mr. Johnson is a busy man. He needs to do a lot more things, so I had to call this press conference quickly within our time limits so that he will be even able to give you our updates on our preparation for the examinations come Saturday. And we have a few more new information that he will have to give you whilst the press conference is on. We have several other interesting issues. Of course, one, we have theft of copper cables along the West African power line in Kono, this time between Bumpe and Jama. They had to cut 75 pieces of those copper wires. The investigation is ongoing. We will hear details of it later on when the Kenema people will come up. Unfortunately, we had 2 robberies in Port Loko last night. One at the Total filling station and another at one of the residences in town. We know Port Loko will have to report on those. And a murder at Onkolili. Somebody was shot yesterday, and I know Paul Northeast will have to report on that. The murder took place in a small village. The details will have to be disclosed shortly. All other major cases being investigated in Freetown will have to be told by Mr. Miller, Bangura, and the Rick Paul South should be able to tell you. But there is one thing I decided to tell you quickly before Mr. Johnson will come in. Between the 20th and the 26th of this month, we shall be receiving between 400 and 500 Rotarians from across West Africa to come into Freetown to have their meeting. We had a meeting with the governor, Mr. Foster, and the rest of the Rotarian team at State House, where we were given our various pieces of work to do. The police, we shall be looking at their security. They shall all be lodged at the Aberdeen, within the Aberdeen Creek. That is right from Lumley Beach down to Mamiyoko and Radisson Blue. That is where we'll expect all of our visitors. And the conference center, the Aberdeen Freetown Conference Center, will have to be used for the conference. We'll be having people from Ivory Coast, from Burkina Faso, all across West Africa. And it's going to be a huge occasion. So I know they will have to tell you, but we need to tell you ahead of time so that you can continue making further inquiries. On this note, I want to thank all of you for coming on time. Our Red Pauls don't mind will be here shortly, and they will be able to brief you on happenings within their various regions. I want to welcome Mr. Johnson particularly, and Mr. 731. 631. 631 is my traffic mentor in this police, and since we came in, and Mami, he is here to represent the director of traffic. You have been wanted by Mr. Ba. Mr. Ba, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he has been waiting to see the representative, or in fact the traffic director himself, so that he will bombard you with several other questions. So you are welcome, Alman.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
And on this note, I would want to ask Mr. Johnson to give us updates on the ongoing recruitment process, to tell the country how prepared is the SLP to conduct those examination, or the recruitment examinations on Saturday. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam. Good afternoon, members of the press, and welcome to headquarters. I'm delighted to give you a brief update on happenings at the Immerso Directorate. Yes, government gave the go-ahead some time ago to the police to go ahead with our recruitment. The process has been on since last year, and then it has now gone into full gear by another step, which is conduction of examinations. We have up to 20,000 applicants nationwide from all parts of the country, and we'll be conducting exams at the regional centers. That is Kenema, Bo, Makeni, Local, and the Western area. And we are prepared. We want to thank particularly other members in the community, that's those who have private schools as well as government-assisted schools. We want to thank them for working with us by providing the space, because it has been a huge logistic constraint on the SLP to seat all those 20,000 or 20,000 plus applicants who have been shortlisted. Yes, in the process, of course, we had more than that, but through the screening we were able to drop some because of, well, they couldn't meet the criteria then. So we had to drop some of them, and that's why we have that number now going for the full test. That is on Saturday, the 12th, 2022, this March, at 0900 hours sharp. The exams will start at 0900 hours. We expect, now let me tell you about the centers. Yes, in Kenema we are using the Ansarul Islamic School, just in case you want to pry. Ansarul Islamic Secondary School. In Bo, we are using the Bo School, and the Bo School, yes. And then Makeni, we are using St. Francis Secondary School. Potloko, we are using Sri Lanka Secondary School. And of course in Freetown we have various schools, right from our Celia campus at Hastings, the Freetown Polytechnic at Joy, formerly Freetown Teachers College, Annie Walsh Memorial, Roker, Model, Albert Academy, the Annie Walsh, St. Edwards, Prince of Wales, FSSG, Government Technical Congo Cross, Vine Memorial, the Grammar School, Prince of Albert Academy, the Grammar School, Collegiate Secondary School, Hamamaina Secondary School, International School at Lumley Beach, and then services secondary schools. We are up to service. So just in case you want to apply around, these are the centers. It's not hidden. These are the centers, and we want to thank those institutions very much, proprietors of these institutions, of those managing those institutions, for giving us a space and also supporting us in the process to ensure that there is integrity in the exams. We are even using, most schools are giving us their staff to support us in the process in conducting of the exams, just to show how fair it is and credible it should look like at the outcome. So fear not, on Saturday, it's a 2.5 hours paper. They start at 9 and 11:30, 12 they should have finished those exams. And after which the rest will follow, the other procedure will follow. So I want to thank you very much. We hope and pray that all of them turn up for the exams and then we're ready to treat them fairly. And lest I forget, we also asked them
effort of the police, because we thought that it is our responsibility as LEONEans. But there is one thing that you did not mention in the analysis, which is very important and perhaps is key. One, we really want to know the exact number the police is interested in having, and two, we want to have a breakdown of those numbers across the country, so that we can, we can help to disseminate the information properly. That's very important, sir.
Okay. After the debate, Papa.
Analysis of breakdown.
You said you have 20,000 applicants all over the country. Analysis, it just names many centers in the Free Town that will be compared that in the provinces. For example, in the north, you always pay McKinney, Kelly, government center, but in Free Town, there are so many centers. That's of the provinces.
I will give you the answer. Next.
I think in modern time, these photos can influence people by identifying these students who are taking the exams. I rather suggest that we devise unique identification numbers given to those who are intending to take these exams. It will safeguard in terms of being biased in marking these scripts or otherwise in terms of malpractices. It will cut down.
So you are suggesting the coding system?
The coding system, sir.
So that's, yeah, two more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'm Larry, sitting for Freedom Radio. I want to ask, what if in case the candidate forgets his or her own ID card, what is the police going to do?
Okay.
Pardon me?
In a situation
What?
where the candidate forgets his
our own
forgets
ID
his
card.
or her own ID card,
And what is the police going to do about that?
what will we do? Whether we'll allow him or next, the last one, a female. A female.
There's a
There's a female over here.
Okay, yes.
Good afternoon, I'm Monjama from the Britain Television Network. You mentioned about some of the centers that you are going to
Put it up.
the exam. So what about someone's name is on the list, right? And he or she is not around. Immediately somebody at the center wants to sit the exam. What the police is going to do about that?
That's the picture.
Yes, sir.
Okay. According to the instruction, we've got 5, but maybe we'll give him a chance.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Media.
Only one question.
Yeah. AIG, sir, could you tell us the gender balance? That's one. And how many subjects would you require a candidate to pass before he or she is selected to be a member of the police force in the future?
Those were the questions, of course. Yes.
The police should be giving the preferences to media people to be applying for being part of the police.
No problem.
We have one number of people here who want to be part of the police.
Thank you very much. Let me start with the last one about giving privilege opportunities to members of the press or journalists. It is open. When we advertised a year ago, we had the criteria, right? But no class of people were identified or were disqualified, except maybe in terms of age, educational background, and nationality. But apart from that, whatever you doctor, except we said we're looking for constables, those applying for constables to be recruited in the police. That was on major criteria, but nothing else. The door is open to you. This is public service.
Sir, so is that some of my colleagues are saying that maybe the police should be doing like a public notice for media people who want to apply to be part of the
okay, but you're talking about targeted recruitment now.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so
yes.
when we recruit general, there's general. You are welcome to apply. You should be part of that one, and you can tell us later. Oh, I'm a qualified journalist. Why not? You're placed to work in the media section. You might not even want to be in the media. You can expand yourself to something else. So thank you very much for that one. Now, some people say about analysis of breakdown by region. I can tell you that we, comparatively, most people are living in Freetown, not so in the western area. This is where we have, it's no doubt, we have the highest number of people in Sierra Leone in the western area, and all regions are here. All, they're here. So there is no one, well, when you talk to regions, you want to ascribe to a particular set of people unique to that region. They are all here, and this is where we have, let me say, 90% of applicants, or 85% of applicants are coming from the western area. 85 of the entire 20,000 coming from western area. And then followed next is the eastern region, and then the northeast region, which is Makini area, followed by Bo. Pugloko is a bit on the lower side, but the rest in those regions are over 1,500, some are 2,000, okay? Whereas in Freetown you have up to 11,000, 12,000 candidates. But by gender, sorry, we never had time to segregate or to do any analysis on those ones. But I'm sure at the end of the day, I mean, for our records, and thank you very much, we might come to that for our report. Much more interest will be from here, because the young ones are here, there are many. Photos may identify students and cause biasness, blah, blah, blah. Yes, all those things have been taken into consideration. Somebody was just asking, when somebody's name is called and somebody else comes to the hall, would you? We are trying to avoid these things. We have got from experience as police officers. We are even for the other public exams. People have been caught taking exams for other, not so you journalists. So we want to avoid that sort of situation, that you come with your photo, you show your ID card, and that should work. So when you're coming for interviews again, that photo should be to tell that those are the person that took that test. It should speak for you. Do we get it?
Yeah.
Yes, we agree, but take it that we want to be above biasness, any subjective issues. All we want is to have very good officers for the future to serve us, to serve you seated here, when most of us should have gone out of the system, that we give you good people to serve you in this country. That's what we're looking for. Without that, somebody, police, no, we will try as best. That's why we publicize it. And non-appearance, gender bias, and how many subjects to pass before. We are a gender-sensitive institution. When we get one that will try to cross it, we are trying as best as possible to have at least 30% women recruited. I mean, if they can come more than that, why not? If they beat the men, more of them pass the exams, why not? Not so? Yeah, we know it's not a quota. We don't need a quota, except otherwise. If it turns out the other way, then you now try to bring them up. Our women are very intelligent these days. They are made of different stuff. So I'm sure maybe they might be, let me don't prejudice the matter, the issue. I'm sure they will do better. So we expect to have more women. If we have more women, why not? We have not ascribed anything to how many percent of men or women. We have not done that yet. We might reach to that point if it becomes a critical issue to get the women on board. But I trust you, trust the women. You will see them. And SLP is leading in that area. It's leading. Just check. we are leading in even going to missions. We have more women going. So please, okay? And then the exam is over 100. You don't need to get average in the 4 or 5 areas mentioned in the work. It's 100% job. So once you get your 50% or above over, it comes to critical issue, and then you know you have made it. So we are not going to take a subject per se. It's all over 100%, and that will be determined as we go on. Thank you very much.
Yes, can I just add a few things? We do not have. So we all came in like that. So we are constables. You know, we came in as graduates immediately after Mr. Johnson's group. We also came in, and today people were laughing at us when we started. They say, "Hey, the man, the constable." You know, in those days, to become a graduate is very, very difficult because it was highly competitive. So when we came in, people, you know, they left. We say, "Hey, I taught for 1 year." And when I came into the police was better. We were being paid on time. When I taught for that 1 year, I was not paid. You know, I'm just making some comparison very shortly for people to know how attractive this job is. And the first thing that attracted us was our 1 bag of rice, which was sure.
Our is always on time.
Always on time. And sincerely, those of us who had parents by then and the war had just started, they were now with us. Fed themselves very well, comfortable throughout the war period. You know. So what I'm saying, the police job is one of the best jobs. And we always want good people, very good officers. As we speak, we have how many people on peace mission? So many people on peace missions, and they are paid in US dollars. A lot of them are paid in US dollars. We have professionals that are paid 4,000, 8,000 US dollars. Your photo, we look at your face now.
No problem, sir.
Yes. So, but already you will have. So when we are correcting your papers, we remove all of the photos.
Okay.
We have the codes on the papers, and then we give to the examiners.
Okay.
When they finish with them, we affix it again for the interviews, so that when you come with the white you face,
Thank you very
yes,
much, sir.
so that nobody will impersonate you. Thank you very much.
My question is
Yes, you
answered.
can leave, Mr. Johnson, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, sir.
Oh. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for a short interaction with Mr. Johnson. I know you now know exactly what to tell.
Forces State. For Freetown West, the area, as you can all see, is relatively calm and quiet. We have some incidents that occur, which I would like to bring to your notice. Of course, one David Stevens was arrested at the Winchester Street, Regent Village. He was arrested inside the premise, and when the owner of the premise entered the house and raised an alarm, he took out a shotgun pistol, and put the lady under threat. But the lady dashed out and was arrested and taken to the police station, are being sought for. Also, we have a girl age 8 was sexually penetrated by one forerunner of witness. That one is also under investigation. There is another case at Sanko City, Gloucester, the dam at Gloucester. These kids were playing, and unfortunately, this 15-year-old kid drowned in this dam. But that's also a cause for our community relations. We will engage the community to make sure they don't allow their kids to go to that dam. We also had another case of of Juma Barracks. He was arrested dressed in full military fatigue, and with offensive weapon, that is a knife, a dagger. He was arrested at Sunshine Valley area, Sunshine Night Club at Long Beach. These guys usually be out there at 3 or 4 in the morning. They are the ones who put people on duress by holding up knives or they have in their hands, and they will rid you of your properties. This time, he fell. He was arrested by the Cameroon police, and he has been charged with 3-count charge of unlawful possession of military attire, offensive weapon, and loitering with intent. He has already been to court. So far for Freetown West, I think that's all I have for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Williams. We have, I know the place is very quiet. In spite of those incidents, that is part of life.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the 4th Estate and all colleagues present here this afternoon. Of course, you're all aware that the Criminal Investigations Department is always compounded with a lot of responsibilities when it comes to crime investigation. This afternoon, I will draw your attention to a few reports that are currently being investigated. First, I want to draw your attention to a case of forgery. We received a report from one Augustine Alfred Kini Lansana, a road safety cop, who arrested one Mohammed Abib Kamara, who was found in possession of a driver's license bearing a serial number DL000390601, which is suspected to have been forged. And so we are looking into that matter, and the cyber has already been intimated concerning his computer to see to what extent we can crack down some of those modus operandi. I also want to draw attention to a case under investigation involving obtaining money by false pretenses. This has to do with an Indian who is currently in our custody, Shuman Sundai Damaraju, who another Indian colleague reported that he received the sum of $20,000 from him on pretext of presenting to him gold, which turned out to be false. And that investigation is currently ongoing. The third one borders on another case reported by one Mr. Arnold Bumper Cargo, the Human Resource Officer at the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority. It has to do with an incident of thieves broke into his office and carted away various items, and that matter is also currently being investigated. Let me also draw your attention to a fourth report here, which has to do with an alleged murder. That on Wednesday, the 9th of February 2022, one CSMD of, and she believed that it's a foul play. Post-mortem examination is still being waited for from the pathologist, and the investigation is two thieves and broke into his warehouse and stole properties worth to the tune of 300 million leones. And as I speak to you, the investigation is also vigorously being pursued to get to the bottom of it. Well, on the whole, the CID is in control and matters are prudently investigated. I want to assure you that the crime trend in Freetown is being monitored.
What happens within the traffic directorate. First of all, for the week under review, on the just concluded operation the general check that was conducted from the 14th of February to the 28th of February, we arrested 52 vehicles, 131 tricycles, 34 motorbikes. Grand total of 217 arrests were made countrywide. The vehicles were charged to court. Motorcycles and motorbikes were turned over to SLRSA for ticketing. On the 22nd of February 2022, the Traffic Directorate engaged stakeholders in the transport corridor within the western area and discussed issues related to traffic moving within the East Zone. And on the 1st of March 2022, the Directorate also, in collaboration with SLRSA, OSD personnel, launched an operation at the junction to decongest the free flow of vehicular traffic on the highway. And further, on the 7th of March 2022, the Directorate launched an operation along Gas Street to decongest the East Zone again. As you can see, from Upbourne roundabout, using Kisi Road and Gas Street, there are much more congestion along Kisi Road. So we intend to decongest the traffic to Gas Street so that we can use Gas Street again as an alternative route up to Eastern Police, so that commercial vehicles from the East Zone use Gas Street while private use the Kisi Road, so that you get a quick access to the heart of the city. And that operation is ongoing, and we have succeeded up to this morning that vehicles that are coming from the barracks, Wellington, Waterloo guys are now comfortably using Gas Street onto Eastern Police. I think that operation is ongoing. And for now, that's all we have on the traffic side.
073 Lower Akoya is ongoing. As announced on Friday, the National Reserve Commission for Local Districts held an engagement meeting with stakeholders within the constituency in readiness for the forthcoming parliamentary elections. Also on the 5th March 2022, the regional commanders, Northwest Region and Northeast Region, together with the resident minister, Northwest Region, Dr. Alpha Khan, visited Kamakwe to the specific Tambaka Chibdom and held discussions with the paramount chiefs and other stakeholders with a view to combating illegal logging taking place within Tambaka Chibdom. And for local districts, we have 2 reports. One of robbery, which took place on the 10th of March 2022, reported Sheikh Kamara of Mafai Problem local town, who was attacked by unknown armed men, and they carted away with 20 million loans and other valuable property. The matter is under investigation. Finance have been police medical report, and he has returned with the endorsed medical report. He has made statements. Witnesses have made statements. The scene visited and photographs obtained. We are working with the IIS within the district to look at the crime patterns and come up with a possible solution to the problem. As I speak to you, the investigation is in active progress. Also on the 10th March 2022 at 0700 hours at Total Filling Station, we discovered that one generator starter and other valuable items were missing from a store at the filling station. 2 security guards, Abu Kamara and Sori Sise, are arrested on suspicion of having hands in the theft. They are investigating.
Where is that money going to?
Everybody like it. You want to ask questions?
Good afternoon, everybody. good morning, good evening, depending to where you are.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir.
Right. I want to help the Director of Human Resource must have spoken a little bit about the recruitment process that is ongoing.
Yes,
It will interest you to note that because the profile of police is now high, so the demand for police job is increasingly increasing. Every family member want to associate themselves with the Sierra Leone police because the opportunities in the Sierra Leone police is almost becoming second to none. In Sierra Leone police, you are not a university graduate, but you are very experienced in policing. You go to England. In Sierra Leone police, you are not you are an expert in your own right as a crime investigator or as a traffic expert. You go to London, you go to US, you go for other training opportunities, whereas some other police is now the talk of the town. It will interest you to note that over only God and fools do not change, but police, I'm happy the police are not fool, neither God. Yeah. So we can change. So people of this country, the police organization is open. We say limited vacancies, but the limited vacancies being overwhelmed with so many people. When I did some research, academic research as to why they rush to the police, somebody was telling me, a student at Fobe College, said, Mr. Soula, the police has set a high bar to write home about. It's the same police that people are now cherishing, want to be part of it. Let you help me to talk to the people to send the best of their children to the police, not the rot of their children to police. Send the best of your children to police so that we can make a better police. Yeah? The police is like a computer. What you feed in is what will come out. Garbage in, garbage out. So if that's the case, help me to appeal to our people to send credible people, people with integrity, people that have passion for the job, not people that want to come to the job and say, I have seen a traffic man is having a new bike, I'm coming to the police so that tomorrow I will also be having a bike. No, that's not the kind of police we are now looking at. Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth estate role is very important in our drive to bring this situation we put out and give us the correct information. We as talk on, let's stop talking on people. Let's look at issues. Issues are difficult sometimes to address because only few people want to change. A lot of people do not want to change. Change is a very difficult thing, but with time it will come, and let's make sure we do it with peace and love. After all, Sierra Leone police is your police, it's my police, it's the police of the people of Sierra Leone. We will continue to give our best. Our best will not be enough, but we'll continue to give it, and we don't expect to win, but we expect to give our best to you so that posterity will judge when one day we will say the Sierra Leone police is setting to get from force for good to force for better. I want to thank you. I will take only 5 questions. I know you have loaded, some people want to give me double loaded questions. So if you give me predated questions, I will make sure they deliver the child, but the child's child will not be delivered.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you so very much.
And it's a credible rice supply, butter rice or what? You are no longer having filthy rice. Promotion have come, and that promotion went a long way, cut across the country. People that have been neglected for over 20 or 30 years were promoted. That is welfare. I have sent people to Nigeria twice on training. I have Mira in where? In New York. I've got a whole lot of policemen scattered all over there, and everybody is laughing. So maybe you are right to your opinion, but probably your opinion must not have captured what we are doing. But thank you for the question. But I think I am named after welfare. My name is Welfare IGP, if you care to know. Just do research, you will get that, you will have it, you will feel it.
Yes,
Next, because information is power. And if we do such, probably there will be some financial implications, so I will take it at management level. I'm very, very, very care about my colleagues joining me to take a joint decision. We'll look at it at management, discuss it, we'll disagree to agree, and whatever will be the result, I assure you, we'll put it out. For the barracks, yeah, that's my concern, that's our concern. If you see the last time at Kingdom, there was fire incident, and through the CEPEP project, I'm doing a whole block there, that it was a flat now, and I'm going to do it too. That means how much I care. If I live very nice home, why should the next policeman not live nice home? I don't feel good when I see policemen suffering. So hence, because you know the reason, the secret behind it, I suffered a lot. Before I got to where I am, if they calculate all the hurdles I passed through, and anybody is asked that you will be IG, but you have to pass through this hurdle, the person will say, take your IG sheet. So I know exactly what it means when a policeman is on the beat, when the policeman is suffering. When it comes to times of rainy season, I can understand, because I can picture myself the days at the CID headquarters, at Central Police, at Kisi Police, at Waterloo Police. I know what I went through. So we will look at that. It's part of my agenda. And of course, the media people know that I'm very friendly, very open to them, but sometimes go slow. I cannot personally offend anybody. I tell you, ever since I have been in this organization, except otherwise on duty line, if I say you are going to court, we go there, we can laugh, we can joke, but it's a crime you committed against this person, and the state is not against me. That one I will not compromise. But as an individual, to hurt you know is very difficult. But the policemen, their responsibility, their action, and be cartoon on it. So let's understand that they are also people. Sometimes they have provoked them beyond anger. Though person who controls his temper controls the situation, but when the anger is above the anger, it anchor on a powder keg that will scatter and will not be difficult, easy to gather. Yeah.
Yes, female.
I am taking the police to the people. When the people start to come to the police, I now know that my relevance and my thought about taking the police to the people is a vital way of combating crime. Human trafficking. Sometimes I ask question, who is complaining? And sometimes when I look who is complaining, then I say government of Sierra Leone is complaining. Then they go, the small pikin, then they don't water, then they go take them, then mama and papa, then they give them from provinces, then they bring them come. So then they like and say that they go to America, then they go to Nigeria, or then they go to Ghana, then they go to Liberia. When you institute police investigation into that, you not be careful. You and the mama and papa will really go into blows. Now this research I do, where I get the answers here, I ask the question, who is complaining? If we not be sorry hard government or the president, where they look, say, no, these are Salon people. If we not able to catch them at this stage, we are breeding armed robbers. We are breeding attackers. Because now for me go say what on a day or in papa or uncle say blind, then they can't remember the tree, then they under. This is not human trafficking here. You don't go take an ability, say they can't put on school, you did not put on a school. the last time President Bio and his wife has to pay, when I went to Lebanon, sometime last year, I go to the consulate. A lot of salon girls, them, the hotel where I be there, they say they want to come back home. I said, why? They say, when they bring we kaya, in fact, the one way bring you kaya, you know they see any longer. And the money where they give you, check out for the month, you know, will reach $100. I get for spend, me and my wife, nearly up to $3 to $5 to up to $700. Because when they can, when they talk, it's so sorrowful. Now then they tell me, say the last time, they said there be plenty past, so they don't be there. The one that will be there now, and Mrs. Bio being registered there with them. They pay for the plane ticket, they bring the car and Sierra Leone. Enforce that law. Mama and Papa, when they send you picking, they go say, now in they feed you. I want to tell you, say, stop that. Now offense, now crime against humanity. If the police they hold you, they will charge you to court. You way they come say, you they come gather young girls then for go and pimp them, get them go. What I mean by pimping, you they go KD them. So stop that. If the law hold you, not crime, yeah. You way they go take people begin say you become where can put on a school now money then see water in a head or hold some 2-3 things in a Abacha street. If they hold you, not crime. Crime watch in that direction is very, very, very important. It's very important, and I will tell the director of crime management or crime services, also the head of family support, a director of operation, working with the 2 regional commanders for the western area at least for a start, because where then they come on at the provinces, now then they empty them. Now from here they will come on back now, they life and then they say with the care you go, they either pass by Liberia or Guinea. Some they go, you know they can, some they don't go, we don't even know their whereabouts. It's very, if I am going to part of the world, by the special grace of God, I will go. But wait, for God do what? For really, I ask myself, if I leave Sierra Leone to go, to do what? Probably if I'm sick, I need medical attention, I will ask permission from His Excellency. Minus that, what am I going to do elsewhere? But, what it will make you will get that thought where I get, you forget satisfied mind. I know one day, Miller, somebody, I hope all of us, we can practice. You can look me, you don't like me, but if I get good things in me, borrow them, take them, convert them to yourself so you become a better person.